Okay, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the DC update. Yeah, so basically, we all got basically Blu-rays, but something that's a little unique, a little bit different. So let's roll the super credits here and see what DC updates we've got. Okay, welcome back. So, some of the newer DC stuff we've got here. We've got some one live action, and the rest is all going to the DC animated stuff. So, of course, as you saw, I did a movie review of this, and I thought it was excellent and whatnot. And what can I say? It's just awesome. Sure, it had its quirky moments here and there, but what can we say? The dog stole the show. Superman! Yeah, so this is the 2025 edition of the James Gunn Superman movie. This was really good. I really enjoyed this, and the best part about it that I absolutely loved about this was the first minute and a half of the movie. Why? We didn't have to have the intro again. We didn't have to have Superman explained to us again. It's all written there in the opening text within the first 45 seconds of the movie. That's not even a spoiler. Right here. Finally, it's about time. And of course, what can we say? Cute little crypto. Am I right? So, yeah. Over 90 minutes of bonus features. So we have the adventures and the making of Superman, Lex Luthor, the mind of a master villain, the Justice Gang. Pause to Pixels, Crypto is born, and an animated Crypto short, and more. So yeah, there we go. Alrighty, so up next. So one thing I did not realize when I bought this movie is that apparently I already owned this on Blu-ray. Yeah, and I'll show you that off here in a minute. But the thing is, though, is that, after hunting down this movie after a long time, right, I was like, well, I better get the sequel. Well, shall we say, I thought I had the Blu-ray for some reason. I didn't think I did, so I found it like about maybe a few days ago. So I bought this. Yeah, The Return of Swamp Thing for $3. I'm like, are you serious? Is this what I think it is? And I'm like, yeah, kind of is. So I thought maybe it was a different edition and whatnot, because I'm like, well, Lightyear, that must be a bootleg or something. No. It's actually also this. Yeah. Funny is, I found this at the mom and pop store for $3. And this one actually comes with the poster and reversible artwork. But this one, though, is actually from the MDV visual, from the MDV Rewind collection. So, yeah, there we go. So, yeah, what can we say? Technically, I guess I bought the movie twice. But I wonder if there are different extras on here. Let's see here. No, I think it's well, the main difference is that this one has the poster and it has the Blu-ray and the standard def. But yeah, okay. I mean, there are some subtle differences, but the DVD on this edition is the 420 or the 480p DVD standard def presentation. But the funny thing is that on the Blu-ray on this DVD set, it's actually a 2K high def transfer. So, that's different. That's a little bit different. Anyways, but yeah, I think I'll keep both. So there we go. Alrighty, now on to the animated stuff. So speaking of which, we'll do the awkward thing last, but we finally have some of the other DC animated stuff that I've been on the hunt for. And now I've got Chapter 1. I was just kind of waiting for Chapter 2 to go down. Sadly, it sucks we'll never get this whole thing as, like, edited together like they've done for, like, say, The Dark Knight Returns, The Long Halloween, and whatnot. But I finally have here Watchmen Chapter 2. Yeah, the second half of DC doing the Watchmen story again. And yeah, what can we say? Maybe one day I'll take a look at my entire Watchmen collection. Got quite a bit of different editions of that movie series. So, all right, and then finally the last couple things we got here, we have a throwback era to none other than, shall we say, the funniest Batman series ever, the 60s era. So we have here the first film. We've got Return of the Caped Crusaders, starring, of course, Adam West and Burt Ward reprising their roles. And so we have Those Dastardly Desperados featurette and the classic Cadre of Voices featurette. So yeah, not actually watched this yet because obviously it's still in the plastic. And then we finally have here Adam West's final farewell. We've got here Batman versus Two-Face. Yeah. Of course, with having a Lee Wearmother return as the voice of Catwoman. And finally, which was supposed to happen back in the 60s, William Shatner finally portrays his version of Two-Face. So yeah, that'll be interesting. So we have here The Wonderful World of Burt Ward. Burt Ward on being starstruck. Burt Ward on ambition. Julie Newmar on inspiration. And the Adam West tribute panel at the Comic-Con International 2017. So yeah, looks like just a lot of fun and whatnot, but it would have been interesting to see what Two-Face would have been like, but they kind of decided, well, Two-Face may be a little bit too scary for kids, so they made another character up called False Face. I think that's actually a little creepier than Two-Face, but what can we say though? But I love the actor who portrayed False Face, and that those are like two of my favorite episodes in that series. So, alrighty, and then the final thing we've got here on the DC update is we have a comic book. Yeah. Now, of course, I never bought the original comic book when this came out. I should have, but I was more into Batman, and of course, had I known in the '90s that this was going to be, a time when they were both, that DC did this for both characters. It's like, hey, we have these two great, awesome characters. Why don't we tell their downfall story, as in, how they both get beaten? Like, can we do that? Yes. And sure enough, becomes the two of the highest grossing comic books ever sold, period. Two of the best stories ever told. But here I have with me, funny thing is my wife actually found this for me at a yard sale, I think for like a couple bucks. She thought it was a comic book. She thought I would like it. I'm like, okay. So here we have The Death of Superman. Yeah. Now the reason why, you're probably wondering, why are you showing this when it's a Blu-ray update? Well, the reason why is because they actually re-released this with this on the back page. Look at this. Yeah. So it comes with a copy of Superman Doomsday, both on Blu-ray and on DVD. Now I do have the Blu-ray edition, the gold case, the Uber Deluxe edition of it on Blu-ray, but she mainly got it because she thought it was a comic book. She thought I figured I'd like it. And I'm like, okay. Now, of course, it's one of the coolest stories ever. Obviously one of the most emotional stories ever. I mean, the sad thing is, they've done this. DC has done this twice, and we've had, obviously the Death and Return of Superman, but then Superman Doomsday was the second time that they adapted this. And I mean, the thing is, the story itself, it's so long, they can't really do a one-to-one adaptation of it. I mean, if they did that, they'd have to make like 4 or 5 films just to adapt the story, because it's so big, it's so massive. But for what they were able to do with Doomsday was really good. And Adam Baldwin does a really great job voicing the character of Superman. But then for the Death and Return of Superman, Jerry O'Connell would actually take over the role of voicing Superman, along with his wife. I can't remember what her name is. I want to say it's Tricia Helfer, I think, voices Lois Lane in that adaptation. I could be wrong. But, yeah. Really, obviously, really good. Of course, Superman Doomsday, this is you know, this Blu-ray right here, this is the one that started it all, which eventually led to all this stuff coming out. Yeah, so yeah, got quite a bit of stuff. Like I said, maybe what I know I've done a complete DC, you know, look at my entire DC animated collection, but that was then. I've gotten quite a bit more since then. Maybe we'll do an update at some point. You know, but what can I say? Got lots of great stuff. So with that, you guys, like, subscribe, and the notification button. Links will be provided for every single thing that's been posted. Now, whatever the price is that they're asking for, you know, you don't have to pay the uber godso price for a lot of stuff. Hunt around. You know, that link is just there to provide you for easy link to something. So, alrighty, so with that, you guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and that notification button, leave a comment down below, and with that, I will see you next time. See ya.